Mike, it's been a long time coming, but the first time I have to say you've narrowly lost a game 2-1 to one of the main promotion contenders. What are your first thoughts on the game?
First thoughts is a bit of a disappointment to lose, but looking at the game in its entirety, looking at the chances we created, looking at the goals we conceded, I think the players left it all on the pitch. So for the players, I'm pleased, but also I share their disappointment in the result, because it was fine margins today, and that is kind of shown in the result.
Athletico showed that they're a good team. We knew that from the first game, where they have pace, skill, and they have an organised way of playing. They showed that again. And in the first half, I think it was a reversal of what happened at Mance Lane. They were the dominant side in the first half, and we were lucky enough to get a goal to start off with, but then they showed how good they were by scoring 2 goals.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had patches of the play in the first half where they created a couple of chances, but nothing really that worried the keeper. It was all in front of us. They've got a couple of really good tidy players in the middle of the park that have really got good footwork, and they've got a good change of pace, and very technically gifted. So we knew they were always going to have that opportunity to maybe create something or revert to some kind of shot from maybe 20-25 yards. We always knew that was going to be the case. But they were organised. They played out from when they could. The goalkeeper was fantastic in terms of building the play from the back and distribution at feet. So they came with a game plan, and we got a little bit of good luck with the first goal, where the goalkeeper probably gave it away as a first bad clearance, and Lorna's picked it up 25 yards from goal and just chipped her from 25 yards, and that kind of settled us a little bit. But we then had patches where they were camped in their half, and everything we threw at them in the first half always seemed to be red-eyed, lasered straight to the keeper, and she dealt with everything, to be fair to her. But their goal, the first goal, a little bit fortunate, deflection, a ricochet of two people coming together and it looping up in the air over the keeper. But the second one was a nice strike from the edge of the area, which went just under the bar. So it was just one of those where I think they were probably the only 2 shots they had on target in that first period, and to go in.
Second half, it was the role reversal. We seemed to spend an awful long time in their half. I know it was broken up quite a lot by injuries. There were 3 main stoppages, which added something in the region of about 15 minutes to the end of the game. But Nesb spent an awful lot of time in their half and created an awful lot of chances, but unable to convert any of them.
Yeah, I mean, if the game was won on chances created, we'd have won this at a canter. It'd have been double figures. But it's not. It's about us converting them chances. And, again, with a little bit more guile in front of goal, maybe we'd have converted 1 or 2 of them chances into goals, and, we'd probably be a little bit more comfortable. Yes, it'd still be a tight game, because Athletico are a good team. But, the whole of the second half, bar a couple of counter-attacks, I can hardly remember Ella Ritchie in goal making a save of note.
Having said that, if I was to ask you who was a player of the match and include both teams, I suppose you'd be inevitably drawn to their keeper, who made some outstanding saves.
Yeah, I mean, their keeper was very good. So was the number 6 in the middle of the park. Very technically good, gifted player, good athlete. So one of those 2 players for me, if I was to include in the overall picture, would be up there for a shout, without a shadow of a doubt.
Where does this leave Knaresborough Town's push for promotion, those top 2 spots?
Exactly the same place it leaves us before we kicked off today. There's no league that's won in November. It's our first defeat in 14 months in the league. The squad have now got to show character. They've got to show this will be a new feeling for us to have lost in the league, and it's now reaction time. Let's see what you're made of. We go again next week. It's a League Cup, which takes away a little bit, but in terms of our league, it's still ours to throw away, as far as I'm concerned. I think we've got to go into every game with the right mentality to really work hard for each other and to continue to create the chances we have. And on another day, we win. And that's where it is. Nothing changes for us.
Does it hurt losing?
Yes, it hurts. But that's what drives people on. You know, you have the highs and the lows. I've had plenty of highs over the past 14 months with this group of players, and this is a new test. And I'm sure it's one with the characters we've got in the team that we will bounce back from. You know, I've got no other words than confidence of us doing that.
I mean, the first thing to say is that we've played far worse and won, and we actually played pretty well and have just lost the game narrowly. I suppose that is a good way to look at today's result.
Yeah, you know, we have. We've played far worse and won the game. But today, you know, two competitive teams, not afraid to put challenges in, not afraid to compete for the ball, and you know, today just wasn't our day in front of goal.
Okay, so we again get to your favourite part of the interview, where you have to select a couple of players, or maybe one player. I'll ask the easy one because it is easy. Goal of the game?
Goal of the game, Lorna Wilkinson. Have a step up. A great lofted chip on the left foot as well, may I add, from 25 yards, which was nicely weighted into the goal. So, Lorna.
And probably more difficult now, player of the match.
Player of the match is probably not as difficult as probably what some people think, not in my eyes and my opinion, but my opinion is Chloe Hickson. She was solid today, did everything we asked her for. Even today, with things we've been working on in training, linking up with the front player into Lorna's feet, that little side diagonal was starting to pay dividends, and then we could start to build centrally, and she's starting to see pictures. But work rate, tenacity, never complains, and she always gives 100%. Chloe.
Well, thank you very much. It's nice to know that we could almost call it a free hit next week with a cup action, and gives us a chance to regroup and, as with the beauty of the game, go again.
Looking forward to it.